going to look at question 31a part 2. Describe the use of rehabilitation procedures following a shoulder dislocation, and it was worth 5 marks. The main point here being the rehabilitation procedure. We go and have a look at our syllabus. Rehabilitation procedures, and it actually talks about shoulder dislocation. So we're giving you the specific injury that we have covered in class, and these are the 4 areas that you would need in your response. So we go and look at our sample answer. Talks about rehabilitation procedures are vital following an injury. Progressive mobilisation goes through and says what it is about slowly starting to progressively move the injured area, so in this case the shoulder, then gives an example to support it. Goes through graduated exercises, talks about involving training the rest of the body to ensure that reversibility does not have an effect on the athlete. Gives his example to support it as well. Talks about concentrating on the legs and the core, staying away from exercises which place strain on the shoulder. So he's still looking at his total body fitness and getting himself nice and maintaining where he is. Talks about training, conditioning of the shoulder to bring it back to pre-injury state. Here great emphasis on rehabilitation will be taken rather than great load bearing or weight bearing and strenuous training. For example, elastic resistance ties in nicely with that progressive mobilisation, moving it from point A through to point B where it's 100%. So again, he's got some examples to support it. And the final one being the use of heat and cold, where he goes through and talks about both heat and cold and the importance they have. Some nice terminology with vasodilation, vasoconstriction, and the impact that both of those have on with getting fresh nutrients into the injured area and reducing the formation of scar tissue, which is really important. So that's why that answers a 5 out of 5. Again, was really well set out. Had the area, you can see it is clear. The syllabus area and had the example. Syllabus area had the example. Syllabus area had the example. Syllabus area had the example. So it's clear, it's to the point, it's exactly what was required. I thought overall students answered this question quite well. The underlining was very good, and it's pleasing to see boys starting to take that on board in terms of making sure it's important and they do it. Makes their answers stand out. Specific examples were given to the shoulder as asked in the question, the shoulder dislocation, which is always very good to see. My only real issue with this answer was, and I'll just go to the syllabus, this last dot point was use of heat and cold. Some boys were confusing this with warm-up and cool-down activities. It is the use of heat and cold as the syllabus states. And that's what you would have needed to have all those correct for 5 out of 5.